morning. Good morning. Thank you for bearing with me. I was going to go live at 8, then I said 7, and then I said, wait a minute. I've been up since around 2:30, quarter to 3, and I'm getting sleepy. So let me just do this at 6. Good morning. Hi, Mari. Hi, Gamecock. Hi, Wisco. Hi, Habanero. Hi, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So I'm going to get into a little bit of Lita. Okay. We all know she got bonded out. Well, she bonded out yesterday. Yeah, she bonded out yesterday, I think. Shit, I can't remember anymore. But she bonded out. But then there's this new article that her attorney, hi sweet, good morning. Her attorney made a statement on Lita's behalf. And I'm gonna show this to you. And tell me what you see in this statement that is wrong. Not my real name. Good morning. Long time. Not good morning. So, in her statement, okay. So, this came out yesterday. Okay. It states that Lita Margarita breaks silence on allegations related to baby's death. Hi, Sarah motherfucking Z. How are you? Um, It says that Lita has denied all allegations of wrongdoing related to her newborn daughter's death. And it was an exclusive report. Okay. So her attorney's name is Taylor Hart. High classy responses with Amber. Oh, before I do this, damn, I forgot. So last night I was in Bomb's chat. Okay. Now, anybody that knows me knows I'm not getting in no bullshit that doesn't pertain to me. Okay. I've never fought Amber's battles, never fought John's battles, never fought TL's battles. I don't fight people's battles. They can handle their own. Okay. So in Bomb's chat last night, Roll the Tide said to me, hold on, I'll get my piece of paper. She says, Heidi, you were in there, heard all that they said this morning, and you were not supportive of Bomb at all. So I go into Bomb's chat, I listen to what she says. When she starts talking about Amber, I don't respond unless it's something that I know. She asked me a question about the squirrel. Amber did not get a squirrel taxidermied. The squirrel was bought from a site. So she didn't have a squirrel taxidermy. Again, I'm not getting in the middle of Amber's and Bomb's beef. That's between Amber and Bomb. That has nothing to do with me. So I left Bomb's chat last night because I didn't want to go the fuck off on Roll the Tide because I am a mod in her chat. I don't get involved. My question was when I saw the cut on the dog's back, I said, "Oh, that's disgusting." Well, not the question. That was my statement. That cut looked bad. Now, Amber never said. Well, she said in her opinion, she believes that the dog is being neglected. She didn't say that for a fact. How do you sit there and argue with someone over their opinion? You don't. You don't. I told Bomb and I told Amber, this is between them, not between me. I didn't get involved with the first one and I won't be getting involved with this one. Just like I said about Amber and Jen. It was an argument or a beef between Amber and Jen. It had nothing to do with me. When Bomb asked, why did Amber have a squirrel? I said, to mess with Jules. That's the truth. See, I was being respectful in Bomb's chat. So I said in that chat, I don't fight no one else's battles. Then I hear when I'm leaving that somebody named Bomb's Gums or Gums Bomb was in Amber's chat. And that's a damn lie. So again, we have messy ass people that keep trying to get shit stirred up. I don't do that bullshit. That's it. I don't do it. Hi, Shelly Ray. So don't ever come at me. She comes at me again, I'm going to go hells to the wall on her ass in that chat. Out of respect, I left that chat because I felt my temperature rising. Okay. I really, really did. So, whew, let's get back to what I was saying. Good morning, Volti. I just saw you. Good morning. Shelly, good morning. Anybody knows me know I don't do that shit. You didn't see me running over to Jenny Jens or Flavor defending Bomb, running over to Amber's defending Bomb, running over to Bomb's defending Amber. No, these are grown ass women. If you want to sit on the internet and argue with each other, go right on ahead. I give no fucks. Okay? Let's just make that clear. Whew. All right. So, but you know what? I'm going to set a goal this morning. Volti, it is so nice to see you. I miss you. I really, 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 really do miss you. It is nice to see you, Vol. It really is. All right. So, I have no damn idea what I'm going to talk about. But anyway, all right. So my goal is set. So anyway, I just wanted to get that clear. I forgot until I saw Amber. I did. I forgot until I saw Amber. And anybody remembers the first blowout that Amber and Bomb had? I stayed out of it. I told them the same thing 2.5 years ago. Leave each other alone. Go your separate ways. Okay, that's all I can say. If y'all want to keep going, go for it. No skin off my nose. No skin off my nose. But it has nothing to do with me. And no one's going to tell me who I should and shouldn't support. Nobody. I said it was wrong when the CPS calls were made or APS calls were made. I said it was wrong when you're sitting there having screwdrivers put in your chat. I said it's wrong to dig into somebody's property taxes. I don't dox. I don't believe in it. And I give no fucks what anybody else do. I'm only accountable for me. That's it. Me. Hi, my sister. I'm only accountable for me. Hi, Habanero. That's it. Sister, I saw something you posted and I was going to call you, but I fell the hell asleep. So I'll talk to you later. But anyway, so Taylor states that Margarita, okay, is in mourning for their child that died on July 8th. Thank you, Volti. The child died on July 8th. But nope. According to Adams County, that child died on July 9th. July 9th is when the child died. But this is her attorney. Okay? So she states, sadly, on July 8th, 2025, Elisa Rosenbrook, daughter of Eric and Lita, was removed from life support and passed away. Over the past 2 years, Lita and her husband tried desperately for a child. He says they tried and hoped and prayed, but they unfortunately suffered many setbacks, including multiple miscarriages. The loss of Elisa is a tragedy Eric and Lita are both actively grieving, and they ask for your privacy and sympathy. Now, I read that statement, right? And I went, huh. They're saying that the cause and manner of death is unknown, which is true. Well, we don't know it, okay? There are allegations of wrongdoing being levied against Lita. There is no surprise that she endured years of unfounded negative publicity and social media attention that this bitch caused with her homophobic and racial slurs. Okay? Lita would have never harmed her child. And she adamantly denies any allegations of wrongdoing, but she harmed a dog, right? And she stole from other people, correct? Um, she says that Rosenbrook, so she puts up Eric's statement um, about the death of his child. Okay. Then, of course, there's the picture of Eric. Eric was not rearrested. He had more charges added. Okay. Again, this is what she said. Now, according to what Adams County had to say, and I'm going to show you how these people are getting in and putting stuff on Adams County website about this child. Okay, so this includes bloggers. Okay, it includes bloggers that are leaving comments telling them to check Lita's Facebook, her Instagram post, and everything else. I was reading these comments, and why in the hell can I not get to it? See, I stayed. Uh, shit. Okay, hold on. Okay, here it is. Let me share my screen again. Oh, thank you for the super chats. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not paying attention. I just want to get over here. Okay. So here's Adams County 2 days ago. And you read this, right? So remember, the attorney said the baby died July 8th. Adams County says on Saturday, they received a 911 call from a resident in the city of Adams. All of that, the child was taken by Lifestar Ambulance Service, transported to Gunderson Moldville Hospital. The infant was then transported to UW Health American. On July 6th, the city of Adams Police Department requested that the sheriff's office take over the case. On July 9th, the child died at UW Health American Family Children's Hospital. Anytime an infant death occurs in Adams County, a formal investigation takes place. So, here is some of the comments. There's Christy 90-Day Drama. Please have them look into the Reddit community, 90 Day Fiancé Uncensored community. There is videos of Lita that she made July 5th, which is the truth, on social media. There's also recordings from a blogger she sent saying she accepts the baby's death. What the fuck? Okay. This was 2 days ago. Christie's 90-Day Drama, Beth Register, I do too. She wanted to cut ties with him so she could be done with him. She wants the courts to feel pity for her because she lost a baby. I do not think Eric would ever hurt her, and she even says the baby was fine and he didn't hurt her. They're telling the sheriffs where to go. Thank you, Amber, for being up. Thank you, Muggsy. Thank you, Marty. Thank you, Hibernero. They are telling the sheriff where to go. They even said that Lita gave a recording to a blogger. No. The recording is voicemails or voice whatever that the blogger recorded. Okay? Jesus. So I was talking to Amber yesterday, and we were talking about this whole Lita situation. And thank you, Wisco Gal. Thank you, Christoph, for being members 17 and 24 months, respectively. I said, and we were just talking, I said, I don't win, especially when we found out that she went to get the passport for the son. I said, I thought she was going to leave her and her son. Yeah, blogger Payne. Hi, Payne, blogger. I said, in my opinion, I think she was going to leave and leave the daughter with Eric. Sweets and Beyond, thank you. That was my hi, Mr. Jimenez, and that beautiful little baby. Oh my God. So that's what we were talking about. I said she was going to leave her and her son and leave that child. Maybe Eric getting arrested when the neighbors didn't call the police. She called, uh, and then Amber brought up a point. She was like, "I want to know if she bought tickets to go back to Indonesia, and there is no extradition laws to bring her back." I'm like, huh. Which I was supposed to look into it, but I didn't because I got on the phone talking to my girl Wisco gal about Lita too. So, but anyway, um, I don't think she actually planned, in my opinion, to harm that child. I really don't. But then she got mad at the dog and she went after the dog. Well, she got after the dog with a toaster, frying pan, forgot what it was. But I think she was angry. Maybe the baby was crying. Who knows? But it was force. Force. So again, her attorney, who probably hasn't watched all these videos when she was in the hospital parking lot pumping and acting like nothing was going on because she was more concerned about getting her car towed and paying $100. Okay. So no, I feel no sympathy for Lita, no empathy. There's a deceased baby. Oh, a laptop. Thank you. She went after the dog with a laptop. Then we were talking, Amber and I were talking, and or maybe at Wisco, we were trying to figure out when did Lita move? Because in June, she told Eric came home from being away for 2 weeks. She told him that he had to get rid of the dog because it severely hurt her fingers a bit, whatever it did. When did she move? Because all of this happened the July 4th weekend. Then John says that she had the house up for rent. She sold her Corvette, which we find out now that it wasn't customized. It was a base package. Yep, she should have just thrown the laptop. Oh, but we find all of this out, which leads me to believe she was going to leave with her son. Because in that recording, she says that her daddy wanted her to come home because he didn't want her to get killed. But she said, "No, daddy, I still have court and everything." But Lita, you knew you couldn't leave the state of Wisconsin, right? Chicago is not in Wisconsin. You do know that, right? Right? You do realize that Chicago is in Illinois. So you drove to go get a passport, and your dumbass gonna take a picture. Okay, so I do believe that they did that arrest, one, to get that passport. That investigation is still going. I keep checking the Adams County website. I also signed up for the Vine in case our ass gets rearrested again. But everything in me is saying she's going to try to put this off on that child. I don't know how many times she's attacked Eric, but she's an evil, evil woman. I said that when I first laid eyes on her. I did not like her. Hi, sweet potato. I did not like her. Okay. So we, you know, I, I, I said I was going by the preponderance of the evidence when I said it. I said Eric was not there. I was correct. She was the one at home with that child, not Eric. She was home, not Eric. She was. Okay. So, um, let's see what happens. Um, I understand from listening to 11 and Brooke that the police had been in contact with Maria and she's cooperating with them. That's all anybody wanted. Give them everything she has, and let's see where this investigation goes until we get further information, which we know Lita's not going to shut up. Oh, yeah, her Scott Peterson hairdo. I went back and looked at the video that E11 played on my channel. And I said, she absolutely dyed her hair. She was going to try to. Hi, Michelle, my sweetie. How's the weather in Canada today? That's that I'm going on a run hairdo. That's what that hairdo is. But for the fact that her attorney is putting out information that the child died on July 8th and Lita is in mourning, when you didn't hear the recording when she said, I'm over it. I'm over it. You have people that lost kids 30, 40 years ago and still not over it. But you're over it, girl. You one special mofo. You really, really are. But then if you kicked Eric's daughter out, who was paying half the rent, I see you over it. What is she going to disguise? Wisco Gal was saying, she says, she said that she's seen him a time or two. And she says, she is not this little petite. No, she does look like a damn potato. July, what? But she could try to wear a disguise. What did Amber say? Changes her, oh yeah, she changes her Facebook July 7th. Yeah. Yeah, because she cannot get, okay. My son and his wife, his second wife, are divorced. He could not get their passports. He needed her signature. If you take now, my other grandson got his passport when he was 16, when he went to Maryland to visit his dad. He didn't need his mother's signature because he was 16. They got the passports. They got it the same day because the next day they were flying out to the Dominican Republic. I lost my mom 2 years ago. I'm still wrecked. Oh my God, pain. I couldn't even function if I lost a child. My condolences. Hi, Robin. I have pets die years ago of old age, natural causes, and I'm still not over it. Thank you. Thank you. But we heard her. She said she's over it. So undoubtedly, that attorney, Taylor Hart, is not familiar with how Lita goes and leave bad reviews for work she's had done and she refuses to pay for. She keeps getting sued. And the fact is, I heard, I think I read, I think it was Mod 148 or somebody said they told John to reach out to Sherelle because she owes Sherelle $50K. Now, I'm saying if, but I know Sherelle did win that lawsuit. I don't know if there is a lien on the house or not. I don't know if there was a lien on the car or not. But if there was, if they do try to sell the home, which I understand it was for rent, if they do try to sell the home, the first thing they're going to check is any liens against that title. And if that lien is not satisfied, if they do sell that home, before she even gets or Eric gets a check, that money will be taken and sent to that lien holder after they pay off. Well, it's going to be the mortgage company, the lien holder, and whatever else is there. Yep, she was over it before the baby passed. Now, if Sherelle goes and put a lien on that house and she can, She definitely can because that is an asset. She's already sold the car, from my understanding. Hey, Denver. Exactly. Enough. Thank you, Denver, for bringing that up. She could have obtained that passport in Wisconsin. I know, like in Texas, we used to go to the main post office. You can get it in a day, or you can get it at one of those passport places in a day. You'll pay a little more, but she drove to Chicago. Where did she go? To the consulate? She drove to Chicago. She was trying to fly under the radar. Exactly. Exactly. Was she going to fly out of Chicago? Where was she going to catch this flight? Amber made a good point. Did she purchase tickets? I'm sure all of that's going to come out if they're really doing that investigation. Well, I'm sure they're doing it. How deep of a dive, I don't know. But she was flying under the radar. Where was she going to go to fly out of? Because she damn sure wasn't going to fly out of Wisconsin. She wasn't going to fly out of Wisconsin at all. So, um, all of this is speculative. Okay, is there an Indonesia consulate in Wisconsin? Shamar, but again, you just don't have to go to the consulate to get your passport. Hi, Aries. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do. I click that. You don't have to do that. Well, let me just. You shouldn't have to do that. Let me just say that. You shouldn't have to do that. She's been here long enough to be able to go. I think she was trying to fly under the radar. My opinion. My opinion. And Denver's opinion, but my opinion. Yep, O'Hare is an international airport. They would need to go. Thank you, Robin. So, because she's not a U.S. citizen, she would need to go to the consulate. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Robin. She's not a U.S. citizen. Even though she has a green card, yep, she's not a U.S. citizen. Oh my God. Oh my God. I think we're going to talk about all of these immigration raids tomorrow. I'm not going to talk about that today at all. At all. They did more arrests at courthouses for people trying to get going to get their status and doing updates and all this other stuff. This is sad. No, 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 Robin, you're fine. No, you're fine. I didn't know. Like I said, she shouldn't have to. I didn't know, and now you told me something I didn't know. Because she isn't a U.S. citizen. She has to go to the consulate, and that makes sense. Hi, Terry. Good morning. Good morning. So that makes plenty sense to me. Because I'm like, why would she go there? Check text with June. Oh shit, my phone isn't. Hold on, let me go get my phone, Amber. Hold on. Okay. So when I tell y'all, I don't always carry my phone is not always on hand. I be serious. I'm not always with my phone. Let's see. Let's see the text that she did. So on June 2nd, um she posted this. I never expected that I would be this vulnerable after C-section surgery. As much as I hate being vulnerable, I won't be able to hide how much pain it is, and the pain is really affecting me both physically and mentally. Anyone feel the same way? Lita, I had 3 C-sections. 3. The first one was the worst because I was sick as a dog. I couldn't breathe. when they put that thing. I had a really bad flu. It was raining real bad in Houston when I got to the hospital, and I was already sick. I stayed in the hospital for 7 days. I didn't get to see my son until the third day. And then they were trying to release my child without me to go home with and that was a no-no, to go home with my husband. So no. So the second one, Lita, that was done in Killeen, Texas. The anesthesia they gave me, instead of going down to my below my waist, it went to my head, and they had to plop my mouth open, put a tube down my throat. Okay, so I couldn't feel anything, and they came in the room. Can you lift your leg? And I'm like, no, and my leg was sticking straight up in the air. The third one, I was in and out within 3 days. So don't tell me about no damn C-sections, okay? Okay, don't tell me about no C-sections. Not at all. I've had 3 of them. 3. And you know why? Because I was too small to pass a baby. Okay? 3 C-sections. Okay? 3. My first one, every time I shampooed his hair, he would scream, and my neighbors thought I was trying to kill him. So I would have to wait till his dad came home to let him shampoo his hair. So shut up. Yeah, and they did remove her son, which would be a standard procedure because that was a death of a child in the home, and they have to investigate. But she's okay with that too, I hear. I don't know if she had postpartum depression or not, but she would probably trying to play it up. Who knows? I understand that she was going to a postpartum support group. I don't know. I don't know. But I do know, hi, George, but I do know that the fact that I was in a hospital and I was sick, they didn't get me up to day 6 or day 5. I couldn't walk forward. I walked backwards. Okay. The second one, they got me up on, I think, when I was able to feel my extremities again, that was like the third day to walk around. With Nathan, I was up, they got me up that same damn night to walk. And that was a little easier. But 3 C-sections, girl, don't tell me about C-sections and pain. Don't ever, ever, ever tell me about this shit. George, you go work out, man. Get buff. Hi, Simply Sophie. Sophie, who is this bitch that's trying to talk about your husband? I saw your post. I saw your post. Hi, Marcia E. Yeah, they're no joke. The first one, they cut me on my bikini line. The second one, on my bikini line. The third one, they went through my navel. So I have little cuts, and they did them on my bikini line. 2 of them. The third was in my navel. I just had a grandchild July 2nd. I've been in the hospital for a week with his mom. With his mom hemorrhaging. They just gave her a hysterectomy. Lita, shut the fuck up. Thank you, baby. Thank you. Thank you. So she's talking about, she'd do anything for sympathy. Sympathy. She's an attention whore. Oh, she's going to expose you? Girl. Sophie, you got to tell me who this person is. So I can keep an eye on this one. This is crazy. Yes, congratulations. Congratulations. But no, but this attorney that she has, Taylor Hart, I think you might want to do your research on Lita and really get to know your client. Okay? I know that's a standard statement that you do for all your clients. They adamantly, yeah, okay. But all she's doing is exposing herself as a bully. She's always been a victim. Always. 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 Do you remember when she had that fight with Eric's daughter? And she tried to act like the daughter attacked her when she was the one attacking? All right, Sophie, I appreciate that. So, again, Lita, this has got to stop. Got to stop. Has to stop. Now, I wanted to talk to you about and Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp's lawsuit was is going to be dismissed. They've come to an agreement. Okay, they've come to an agreement. And from what I was reading, they were reaching a $10 million settlement before the lawsuit was filed. Again, Tony Bugsby's client, Jane Doe, they have come to an agreement. Now, Shannon Sharp said he stepped away from his duties on ESPN. No, Shannon Sharp, Disney put your ass on ice until all. Oh, you get it? Disney on ice. Disney put your ass on ice until all of this was handled. And this morning, I got an update on the 5-year-old little boy that was found by the dumpster. The little boy is a black child. His name is Elijah. He was autistic. It turns out that the child was found by a homeless man. The child was severely beaten, and it was the mother's boyfriend, Bryson Gaddis, who did this to this child. And the grandfather said that he was always abusing the daughter and her child, and he was trying to get his daughter away from him. He's been arrested. The mother was arrested, and then she was released. I don't know why. Okay, because you kept your child in that environment. His bond is set at $2 million. This happened in Panama City. Oh, what happened to Vote? Wait a minute. I had sepsis while pregnant, almost had what they call a septic abortion, and I almost died. Oh, almost died. Had 2 surgeries while pregnant and had to stay awake. Thank God I was able to have my son by C-section. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. I didn't Vote. That is something new. I didn't know about you. I didn't know that. So again, Lita, shut the fuck up. Okay? You always gonna play the victim. You're not the victim at all. Oh my God, poor baby. I took at my grandson. I don't know how someone can do something. Thank you. Thank you. And again, it was force. We were talking yesterday. Dropping a baby is not that much force. But then again, it depends on how, let me stop speculating. Let me stop. But they said it was force. Force. And I know they have the autopsy report. They have to have the results by now. I'm saying that. I'm not sure because they're not going to release them to the public. But keep an eye out to see if she gets arrested again, because this doesn't make any sense to me. None. None. 5-week old. I'm sure the baby had gone to the doctor because they check the child after 2 weeks. Then again, 6 weeks. I think it's 6 weeks unless they changed it. They go in. Yeah. Don't know. Hi, Coochie. They released her. She was arrested for for jail for bond jumping. Again, that's the second one. They should just keep her ass in prison. And I saw the letter that she wrote to the judge, that she wanted to drop the the restraining order against Eric. And then she wanted, uh, oh, Okay. And then she wanted Eric and her to run away to another country and have a boy. Girl, stop. Stop. No, her son was taken by CPS. Hi, Dreamy. Good morning. Her son was removed. I don't know if she's going to get him back anytime soon, but that is normal. That the children are removed. They're either going to be placed with a relative or they're going to be put in a foster place. And if her son's autistic, and I don't know why I'm hearing he's nonverbal, but I used to hear that little boy talking. Or so I don't know where the nonverbal is coming from. I really, really don't know where that's coming from at all. So I don't know. Amber, you and Lita were friends. Not to be an asshole, but all those ICE raids, how is she not still in jail? Exactly. Exactly. My black hat, you're here. Hi, black hat. I love your little videos. Hi there, Coochie. That sounds wrong. Black hat is saying hi to Coochie. And there's a lot going on in the mob tube genre as well. Oh my God. I think I'm gonna have to do that one by itself. But there's a lot going on in that mob tube genre right now. I heard that FBS lost his mother, and I want to send condolences to FBS, but there's a whole lot going on in that genre. Terry, her poor son, I can't imagine. He needs to be checked because who knows what has been going on with him. Oh. Hi, Carter. Long time. How are you? Happy Saturday. Girl, ICE don't care about anybody being convicted. They're going to people's jobs and rounding them up. They're going to courts. They're asking jobs for employee records. They're asking hospitals. I mean, they're going into hospitals and taking people. People are scared to go to the emergency room. People are scared to go to their court hearings for their citizenship. They don't care about convictions. Hi, Aesop, sweetie. I didn't see you. Hi, Brenna. Good morning. Hi, Petty. Okay, so yeah, so they're doing all of that. But again, I don't want to, with Lita, my whole thing is her actions for what happened. It's the way she was acting. Okay, her actions is it says a lot. Her actions say a lot. She had no attachment to that child at all. None. Now, could she have been going through postpartum depression? Who knows? But it seems like she had no attachment to that child. That's all I'm saying. Wendy's front yard, regardless of what actually happened, she literally said she was over the grief within hours. Well, she even said that before the baby was actually deceased. Before the baby was deceased. Yep, they're hanging out at Home Depots, and I'm sure, like when I was in Houston, they had all these spots where they have like the day laborers and stuff would go, and people would come around and pick them up. They're not even doing that anymore, from what I understand. Oh my God! Thank you guys. I achieved my goal. Thank you. Thank you. Yep. Okay. Robin says at Christoph's, probably not. What did Christoph say? First of all, damn it. See, let me go back up. Uh, Christoph fan. What did Christoph say? Okay, I don't know what Christoph said, but Robin says at Christoph fans, probably not. She's been here long enough to have her 10-year green card. The divorce probably wouldn't affect that. Yeah, she was cold. I know people grieve different. And that's what I say. People do grieve differently, but she had nothing, nothing. And to be saying that before your child was even deceased. Well, maybe she knew the child was brain dead. I don't know. And again, here I go. I'm speculating. Again, the whole thing is she showed nothing. Nothing. No empathy, no sympathy, no nothing. It was like cold. She's worrying about an interview. Smokes. Oh my God. You know what? I need that. I need that. I need that because I need to go get some liquor today. Okay. So, Denise Richards, here's what I want to show you guys. You guys see this? Thank you very much, Black Hat. This is Denise Richards' eye. Look at this. Well, she doesn't look as bad as Jeffrey Paschal's girlfriend who fell outside, then came in the house and fell again, and she kept falling. But this is Denise Richards' eye. So, Lita, this is what a black eye looks like, not that watery eye that you had, okay? You see the swelling and the bruising. You see the nose right here. So, this is what happened to Denise. Now, Aaron states, hold on, that's Denise. Aaron states, I'm going to leave Denise Richards' picture there. Aaron states that he says that he unequivocally clear. He wants to be unequivocally clear. I have never physically or emotionally abused Denise or anyone. These accusations are completely false and deeply hurtful. Denise and I, like many couples, have faced our share of challenges. But any suggestions of abuse is categorically untrue. I have always tried to approach our marriage with love, patience, and respect. Does that look like love, patience, and respect? Does that look like love, patience, and respect? No, Aaron, it doesn't. So, Denise filed to get an emergency restraining order, and that was granted. Okay? That was granted. So, Denise says, throughout her relationship with Aaron, he frequently and violently would choke her, squeeze her head with both hands, tightly squeeze her arms, violently slap her in the face and head, aggressively slam my head into a bathroom and towel rack, threatened to kill me, hold me down with his knee on my back, and to the point where I would have to plead with him to get off me so that he would not kill me, and hack into my laptop and phone and download all of my text messages. This is what she put in that restraining order on July 16th. She said Aaron threatened to break her jaw and would cry and beg her to stay and promise to get help, none of which ever happened. Aaron has caused me at least 3 concussions. So let's think about when I was watching Denise and her Wild Things. She says that Aaron's family had come for a visit and that they were staying, and she and the girls moved into what she rented 2 townhouses next to each other. I think she did that to get away from Aaron. Yep. Her eyeball is dilated. Yes. I think, because that didn't make any sense to me. My in laws come for a visit and they're not leaving, but you've got this big ass house. Bitch, you got to go. 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 You got to but he never physically touched her. And Erica Jane did say it. Why am I screaming? Erica did say it when they were having that argument. She was always skittish. You go back and remember the season. Always skittish. He said he never ever touched her. Look at that. Look at that. Look at the knot. Look at this. Yep, exactly. Cassie for one. So Coach made a good point on something when I was listening to her. And yesterday was Sweet's birthday. If you guys didn't go in and wish her a happy birthday, please wish Sweets a happy birthday. Coach made a comment yesterday about when you have someone blocked. She says that you put it on a screen and you're still able to see them. And she's right. I thought about that. She's absolutely right. If you have someone blocked, that means you don't want to see what they're saying. And I know sometimes I put stuff on the screen because, well, I don't know who's blocking, who's not talking to who half the time. But she made a good point on that. And I was getting ready to put the chat up on the screen. And I said, nope, not let me do that. DV and mental health is not taken seriously in this country for men and women until it, and that is true. That is so true. That is so true. But then you have women that make up lies just to get back at people. Good morning, my party rock. How are you? So, it's just crazy. I don't ever remember she saying that Charlie ever abused her. I know she left because of his drug usage, but has she ever said that Charlie abused her? I don't ever remember her saying that. Because throughout a lot, they have still been really good friends. Oh, okay, Cooch. Okay. Well, I think everybody in here gets along. I think everybody in here gets along. But I wanted you to see that eye. Okay. I wanted you to see what he said he never did. So who did this to her? Who did this? Did she hire someone? And this is not makeup, guys. Okay. There is swelling. There's a pocket. There's a bruise. There's a knot. This is not makeup at all. Exactly, Terry. Exactly. So I definitely wanted you to see Denise Richards' eye. Okay. That's what he said he never did. He said he never, ever, ever physically or mentally abused her or anyone. And we see that's a lie because that judge says, hold up, hold up. Let me take care of this real quick. That's true too, Patty. That's true too. That's true. That is definitely true. Nope, it's not an Amber Heard makeup job. That woman is sick. No, that's what he did to her. That's what happened to her. Do I believe her? Yes, because if you were watching Denise and her wild things, when she told that story about how Aaron's parents came to visit and they haven't left, and and she needed her, that didn't make any sense to me. That didn't make any sense to me at all. And I think Lisa Renna also knew what was going on in Denise's household. I know Garcelle knew. So again, Aaron, you're a liar. You're a psycho. And that's what you did to that woman. Um, It's just sad. It's really, really sad. I do. I believe her. I believe her. I believe her. But let me just do this real quick too. So everybody has been talking about this whole Jamal White situation, right? You know, the little 5-year-old boy. I mean, I'm sorry. Yeah, the 5-year-old. I'm sorry. Was he 5'8"? Who was kidnapped off the street. Let's see. Richards claimed that Sheen hinted he would physically endanger her if she dared go public about his drug abuse, and he even threatened to kill her. Okay, damn. But I know she left him because of his drug abuse, and I always thought they made a beautiful couple. But I know she did leave because of the drug abuse. Rinna is gross. I don't like Rinna. And when I heard Jen say she liked Lisa Rinna, I wanted to jump through my screen. I'm like, no, you don't. So everybody was talking about this whole Jamal White situation, right? Well, I'm going to show you this from my TikTok, and then I'm going to show you the news. This woman had me cracking up how she broke this down, okay? And we're going to talk about this youth pastor who has been diddling kids, and he's finally going to get his comeuppance. So let me get here. Uh, Here we go. This is she's broken this down, okay? Here we go.
It was Jamal White's mom the whole damn time. They didn't want the daddy. Stay focused. Jamal White versus Corey Williams and Jamal White's mom. Jamal White daddy wasn't the drug dealer. It was the goddamn mama they wanted.
Yep.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry. Let's stay focused. So let's see what happened. Corey Williams contacted a 14-year-old boy to rob Jamal White's mom. Why? Because Jamal White's mom was the big time drug dealer.
Yes, she was. She was El Chapo.
Instagram flaunting the money, and she put the money spread
on Facebook,
they said,
Instagram.
We want that. Right? So what did Corey Williams do? He borrowed his girlfriend's car, scooped up the 14-year-old, and they went to go stake out Jamal White's mom's house. But when they got there, they couldn't find her. So they got impatient and ran down on the daddy and Jamal. They wasn't even the intended target. It was the mama.
They wanted the mama. They wanted to rob the mama.
Stay here. So when they took Jamal, they said, you know what? We're going to take him to this crib, and we're going to ask for a $100,000 ransom to come get your baby. But we don't want no annoying baby anyway. We just want the money. But guess what? He said while I was on the phone, Jamal was talking to his mama, and he said his mama never showed up.
I'm sorry. Hold on. So wait a minute. The mama agreed to pay the $100,000, right? But the mama never showed up to get her child. I'm sorry.
He put up $50,000 immediately. Said, yo, if you find my baby, I got $50,000 for you. That was a red flag. Everybody thought it was a red flag. Ain't nobody just got $50,000 just sitting around, not just to give it away. I mean, I guess you can, but we should have known when she said 50,000, it should have been a red flag right there.
Okay, all right. 11.
Jamal said when he was on the phone with his mom talking to her at the Rob house, they said meet up at this location. The mama never came. Mommy never came and got me. Interesting. Either you didn't want to pay the 100, or you was in on it.
They were going to do a GoFundMe. Hi, Jen. They were going to do a GoFundMe.
I don't know. I'm still confused here. So it got me questioning. Is this a scheme that Todd set up? Was this a ploy? Why didn't you go get your damn baby? You had the phone numbers of the people, but you ain't go get your baby? Granted, maybe you didn't want to pay $100K. I get it. But for $100K, if you got $50K, I feel like you got $100K. Just sitting around.
I love the way she broke this down.
But now the mom is in jail for pending charges.
I think we all should do a live today, and we should go live and get drunk on panel. I'm gonna go get me a bottle because I don't want to drink the rest of my white Henny, so I'm gonna go get me some Maker's Mark, and we're gonna sit on a live today, and we're gonna get just slushed. We're gonna get drunk as fuck.
I think the police is so fed up with what's going on, they're not even gonna put the charges out. The charges could be a few things. One, I'm gonna say drugs. Okay, it says she a big time drug dealer.
She's an El Chapo.
They say, you know what, your activities does not make sense to have no little baby around, right? Or the charges could be you set this shit up for publicity, just like that girl did in Alabama.
There you go.
And if you did one of those two damn things, and especially that second one, I don't really care about the first one, but if you did this shit to get the media's attention, I want your ass under the jail.
Nope, she didn't do it for the media attention. So let's see what the mainstream media has to say about this whole situation. Yeah, we're going to get some brown liquor, okay? That's what we going to get. We going to get drunk. Fuck it. Let's just show them how it's done. Okay, here we go. Let's look at what the mainstream media has to say about this. The way she broke this down, I was cracking up laughing. And I was going to go live the other day, but I said, well, I was going live yesterday. And then I saw everybody was going live, and I'm like, okay, I'll just move mine to tomorrow morning. So here we go. Let's go. Let's look at the kidnapping. Here we go. Here we go.
The DA's office filing formal charges against a 25-year-old accused of being one of the masked men who took Jamal White at gunpoint last Friday. The court documents painting a disturbing.
Turning now to a disturbing story. New details from the abduction of a 7-year-old boy in Milwaukee.
The DA's office filing formal charges against a 25-year-old accused of being one of the masked men who took Jamal White at gunpoint last Friday. The court documents painting a disturbing picture of the alleged role Corey Williams played that day.
For more details tonight, we're joined in studio by Adam Reif. Adam?
Well, let me just say this before. So, Daddy and Mama do not live together. The son was spending time with the dad, okay? They couldn't find the mother at her home, so they went and they were staking out that home. They saw the little boy on the bike, and the little boy was on his bike. The dad was following behind him. Nope, Cooch, that's okay. That's okay. I enjoyed your stream. That's okay. So anyway, the little boy got pulled. Daddy runs in the house, okay? You had a 14-year-old boy that talked a 30-something-year-old man into doing a robbery and a kidnapping. Hi, my JJ. We should all get drunk on panel. I'm telling you, we need to do it.
Well, Natalie and Jessup, authorities say this was a botched robbery that turned into a ransom case. 7-year-old Jamal White dragged into a car at gunpoint last Friday when 3 would-be robbers did not find their intended target. One of the men arrested said it was all the idea of a 14-year-old boy.
The original plan was to rob Jamal White's mother, according to suspect Corey Williams. Williams was arrested and charged with 3 felonies for being driver last Friday.
Cooch, is that the night I passed out and John didn't take me down? He had me up there out cold. Is that the night I passed out on panel when I fell asleep because I was laying in my bed? Was that the night? I can't remember. Oh, God. Here we go.
A 14-year-old boy and 38-year-old man were also arrested. Williams claimed Jamal's mother was a known drug dealer who flaunted her money. Williams drove his girlfriend's Jeep. The other two brought guns, but when they did not see Jamal's mother, they went to his father's house to rob him instead. Surveillance video shows the 14-year-old and 38-year-old jump out of their car with guns drawn. When Jamal's father ran inside, they grabbed the boy. Video from a neighbor captured his screams. The kidnappers sped off to Williams's house. The 38-year-old called Jamal's mother and demanded $100,000 plus jewelry in exchange for the boy. They were to meet at a nearby park. Jamal later told police he heard his mother on the phone say she would come pick him up, but he teared up in the interview when he said she never showed. Williams told investigators the other two kidnappers talked about hurting Jamal to show they were serious, but that never happened. When an Amber Alert went out around midnight, the other two left Williams's house. And when police moved in on the duplex the next day, Williams hid in the attic. Jamal was safely recovered in the upstairs unit. Williams was found and arrested. The 14-year-old was later arrested at his house. A black handgun was found under a couch cushion in the basement.
The criminal complaint says there are recorded phone calls in which the 14-year-old talks about the plan to rob Jamal's mother. And Natalie and Jessup, neither the 14-year-old or the 38-year-old have been charged yet. Their names have not yet been released.
Adam Rice live in studio.
You have a 14-year-old boy, young man, a 14-year-old young man talked a 38-year-old man into robbing a drug dealer. That didn't happen. So then you kidnapped the child and you asked for $100,000. Mama didn't show up. Mama did not show up. And you know what, guys, to make it even better, Brookie, if you're listening, we need to invite Brooke on panel as well, so we can all be drunk at one time and see who gets singled out. Okay, so this morning there is this happened this morning.
We turn now to breaking news out of Los Angeles, where more than 20 people have been hurt after a driver lost consciousness and plowed right into an entire group of people. Investigators believe the driver first hit a taco cart and then ran into a large crowd that was outside of a club. This was on Santa Monica Boulevard in East Hollywood. Local authorities say 5 people were terribly hurt. We understand they are in critical condition.
So lost control. He didn't do it on purpose, lost control. But then there's a fire that happened in Iraq at a supermarket. I think it's 6 floors. 60 people were killed. 60 people. 5 were arrested. This is crazy. Okay, here's the best. Wanted to ask you that.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us on KCAL News at 5. I'm Pat Hardy.
And I'm Juan Fernandez. Rutabe Shabazi has the evening off.
Well, we have been covering this story since the explosion happened this morning, and there are several new developments to tell you about at this hour.
That's right. There are at least 2 active crime scenes right now with local and federal investigations underway. Here's a live look at the scene right now where a procession for the fallen deputies is imminent.
And the KCAL News team is covering all angles of this terrible story tonight. We begin with Jasmine Veal. She's live near the facility where the explosion happened. Jazz?
And Pat and Juan, we are waiting on that procession to start. You can see the fire engines and the flags set up behind me right here at the entrance to this facility. This is where the bodies of those deputies killed in this explosion will be taken to the coroner's office. But this comes at the same time investigation is underway. The sheriff's department confirming that homicide detectives are getting a search warrant for a home in Santa Monica where these arson detectives were called out to help police just yesterday. LA County Sheriff investigators swarming a home on Bay Street in Santa Monica Friday looking for clues as to what may have led to the deadly blast 20 miles away training facility in East LA that killed 3 veteran arson detectives with the LA County Sheriff Department's elite arson and explosives detail.
We do not rush this investigation.
Law enforcement sources say a homeowner was cleaning out a garage Thursday and discovered grenade-looking items believed to be inert that were collected by the LASD bomb squad. CBS News is reporting that one grenade was found and taken to this training facility, where it appears they were to render it safe when it exploded.
At this time, we do not know the cause of the explosion.
An explosion powerful enough to shatter the windows of these law enforcement vehicles killed 3 veteran arson detectives. Deputies embracing near the parking lot where their colleagues were killed at their East LA training facility Friday, just after 7:30 a.m.
They're the kind of cop that if your family needed help, if your family called 911, you want them to show up.
They have years of training.
Sheriff Robert Luna says this is a job that averages 1,100 calls for explosives a year.
Some of our best and brightest deputies. It's just a tragic loss.
Jason Zabala, director with the Association for Los Angeles Deputy Sheriff, says he knew the 3 men who died. The sheriff says they had been with the department 19, 22, and 33 years.
2 of the individuals I just completed dive school with, so we were very close, and 2 of them I've known for, like I said, the better part of 2 decades. Smart, bright, very motivated to work, and just a pleasure to work with over the years.
Sheriff deputies say this highlights the dangers of the job, even with years of extensive training.
Today puts a face to how dangerous these men and women, their job actually is on a daily basis, and how something can go tragically wrong at any moment.
And the Sheriff's Department says the LAPD bomb squad, ATF, and the FBI are all assisting them right now at that home in Santa Monica to look for any more potential explosive materials. They do say at this time it is not determined if the devices found yesterday were in any way connected to this deadly explosion. We want to go to Mike Rogers on the desk.
I want to know, what made you think it was an accident? Because it was at a training facility? Is that what you think? Oh, you watched it live.
Now, Mike, with more new details about this investigation in Santa Monica.
Yeah, that's right, Jasmine. We've been talking to sources, and what we can actually tell you right now from people that are on the ground, the warrant is being served there in that neighborhood in Santa Monica. I want to show you video from SkyCal, who was overhead this area not long ago when the Santa Monica Police Department was holding a perimeter for the Los Angeles County Sheriff's detectives. Sources tell me that this all happened, as you mentioned yesterday, when somebody going through the garage found 2 grenade-looking items. The bomb squad was requested. They took them back to their headquarters there in East LA, and that is when that incident happened. Now tonight, Sheriff's Department officials tell me that they are awaiting a warrant to be signed, and it sounds like that has been done. The LAPD bomb squad, the FBI, the ATF, all of them will now go back into that home, which, by the way, has been evacuated, an apartment building there, to conduct a search. I want to take you back live to East LA, where we are awaiting that procession to begin.
That's what happened in East LA yesterday, and you guys can definitely go watch that. But also, I want to talk to you about, okay, everybody's talking about this kiss cam shit. That's not the first time that's happened. 2 CEOs, CEO and another upper level manager were caught on cam at a Coldplay concert kissing, and they both ducked because they were having an affair. Now, this lady on TikTok, okay, I think this might be related to this. She talked about how she bought her husband tickets to go to a concert. This was a month or so ago. And she bought him tickets for his birthday to go to a concert with his friend because she was supposed to be out of town. He was supposed to be one of his guy friends. She found out he took his girlfriend, this woman he had been cheating on her with, and I don't know if this is the same story, but he comes out and give a statement how this was supposed to be a private matter, and now it's been blown up. Bitch, you were caught at a concert kissing this woman. Where is it? Okay, so they're supposed to be investigating this. You were caught
a romantic
at a
night
concert kissing this woman. And then the guy that did it, he stated, oh, I don't know if they're having an affair or not. So hold on. Let me get back here. They were trying to hide. That might be the same fucking guy.
Two
Hi,
people sharing
Dominic.
a private moment, embracing at a Coldplay concert, now taking over the internet. Take a look.
Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
They were having an affair. They were having an affair. Now I want to know what his company is going to do about this, because he is a founder of this. He said he's taking time away. She needs to go. Her husband hasn't spoken up yet. You've been cheating on your wife, and you're saying that people need to let it go because it's a private affair.
That fight started after a woman.
Let me just do this. First of all, I'm not going to any public place where anybody might run into me at, and that may know me and my significant other. That may be a baseball game, basketball, whatever. You were having an affair. You weren't too damn shy to be up there holding and kissing her and every damn thing else, right? No, I didn't see that one. Yeah, he's on sabbatical. He's on sabbatical now. But anyway, that shit made me sick. This is another one. This is the story of, what's her name? Jada McPherson. They got into a fight over a parking spot, okay? You had a transgender person, a man, and the mother beating up on a 20-year-old girl about a parking spot that they were holding for her mother. Okay.
Tried to park in a spot that was blocked off by trash cans, and it ended in 2 arrests.
All right, Fox 5's Richard G. Kovas is in Ridgewood, Queens tonight with more on what happened.
Even in the middle of the day during a busy work week, there are no parking spots to be had along this stretch of Putnam Avenue in Ridgewood, Queens.
I was lucky to find a parking spot when I went on 42nd Street. You know why? Because Nelson Mandela was in town. Didn't realize I parked next to a fire hydrant when I was in New York. And the only reason I didn't have a boot on my car is because everybody was doing the I'm telling you, we were gone for like 3 hours, and I didn't realize that I was parked in a no park. Didn't even see the fire hydrant. Didn't even see it. I was just happy to find a damn parking spot.
And this week, the fight to nab one of those coveted spots got just as hot as the summer heat.
I've literally burnt a quarter of a tank driving around this neighborhood at night. Comes 5 o'clock, forget about parking here.
Cell phone video from Monday night shows a woman standing in the middle of the street asking if she could park her car into a spot that appears to be blocked off by garbage cans.
You drive by and see trash cans in the street. That's not right. It's not fair.
Police tell us that a 21-year-old woman got into a heated argument over a parking spot outside 18-28 Putnam Avenue with several people standing on the sidewalk. In the video, less than 30 seconds, the person in the white T-shirt lunges at the woman. Another person pounces, and soon it's 3 against 1. Cops say the victim was punched multiple times in the face and body, causing her substantial pain. Video shows that woman dressed in all black on the ground getting slapped, all because neighbors say this mother-daughter duo was saving a parking spot. Like one man describes it, it's every person for themselves in this part of town, at least when it comes to getting a spot.
Yeah, it's hooray for me and screw you. That's just the way it is.
After a few minutes, police arrive and arrest the mom, and witnesses say the woman who was fighting for the spot eventually won it, but had to endure a physical fight that neighbors say is not the solution.
Yeah, I thought they would have better,
But people stood around and watched this, grabbed their phones, and was recording this instead of jumping in and stopping a grown-ass man from beating up on a 20-year-old girl.
Sense than that.
Police tell us that they arrested 2 women that night and charged both with assault. Meanwhile, the victim was treated at the scene by EMS and is still recovering. There's a local advocacy group, though, that says there's a bigger problem here, and it's this parking issue that's been plaguing this neighborhood for more than a decade, and they say something needs to be done about it.
Okay, so let me show you this person and the mother that was involved in this. Now, I'm only going to play a little bit of this because this is yes, that's a man and a transgender and the mother. It was a man with the beard. Now, here is the girl. She said that the young woman was telling her she needs to go back to her country and whatever, but they forget they called her a monkey. Okay, they called her a monkey. So they're going to overlook all of that. This is the transgender.
I'm not perfect. I'm not a robot.
That is the mother right there. If you guys have TikTok, I'm going to drop it so you guys can go see it, because I didn't get a response from him yet. If I can use his video.
Bunch of insane things. Then she was disrespecting my daughter, misgendering her, calling her a man. It was so much happening. I don't really remember, but I remember she was disrespecting me, and the only way.
So she was disrespecting you, but you're not saying, but you calling her names. And a grown-ass man, they arrested the two women. They can't find the man yet, okay? But he's a man. She's so I don't care if you're transgender. You were fighting a woman. You are biologically a man. So it was two men and a woman that was beaten up on a 20-year-old girl. 20 years old over a parking spot. Over a parking spot. I can tell you, when I used to go into New York, shit, if it wasn't for my brother-in-law that had all those parking garages, I would be in trouble. And that was my brother-in-law at the time. I would be in trouble. Jesus, people just don't understand. It's not suppose she would have pulled out a gun or a knife or something like that to protect herself. Okay, and I wanted to bring you guys this story. And then we're going to talk about, well, I have two more. And then we're going to talk about Madeline Soto. Madeline Soto. And
we talked to an advocate for the teen who says she has a lot of questions. One being why.
So this story, the uncle has a really bad criminal history. They allowed this teenager to go and visit with his uncle for 2 days, and the teenager was found dead.
Convicted felon was allowed a visit with his nephew.
It's not just a child that died, it was hope.
This is where sheriff's deputies in Jasper County, Mississippi, found the body of 17-year-old Caden Cantrell Monday afternoon, one day after the teenager was considered missing out of Tennessee.
Caden was such an incredible kid who had been through so much and had experienced so much and was committed. This kid called me regularly.
Stacey O'Donnell was Cantrell's guardian ad litem. She represents children who are alleged to have been abused or neglected.
We as a system prevented him from having a chance.
She says the Department of Children's Services, who had full guardianship of Cantrell, allowed his uncle, 37-year-old Victor Jerry Carver, to have a 2-day visit with him. A visit
Please don't come in
never
here with Jen's name.
The uncle never
Somebody take that out.
Missing.
Please.
Didn't call the police. There's no record of a police being called, the ambulance being called.
Cantrell's phone last pinged Sunday in Jasper County, leading to the discovery of his body Monday. Mississippi authorities contacted Wayne County Sheriff's Office, where Carver lives, to arrest him. And it's not the first time deputies have had a run-in with Carver. He has a criminal history in Wayne County dating back to 2007, including a guilty plea for attempted aggravated assault.
If it had been presented to me, if it had been presented to a judge, and we knew the criminal history, and I think many of us knew that this uncle had a significant criminal history, we would have been opposed to giving this level of access to this child.
We've asked DCS about this investigation. No answer yet. In the meantime, O'Donnell says she's subpoenaed records from the department to learn how this decision was made and who made it.
Was this something that we just looks bad from the outside and there's more to it, or is this really something we need to
report that for
harassment?
harassment.
The death investigation is ongoing and that more charges are likely. Courtney Allen, WSMV4.
Okay, so I did it.
Summer's in full swing, but a hard-hitting story from the winter is coming back into the limelight.
Well, Fox 2 first told you about the two teenagers who were sleeping outside in the freezing cold back in December. Well, now another video is going around raising questions about how they're being treated.
And our Fox 2's Jessica Dubnak.
Remember the 8-year-old
Joining us this evening at 10 o'clock, I'm Tricia Mackey. There's a lawsuit.
Last year, well, not last year, beginning of the year, this 8-year-old little boy committed, he unalived himself because of being bullied and everything. And they had notified the school and nothing was
involving the
done.
death of an 8-year-old by the name of our Carson Elementary boy, and it can go to trial according to federal appeals court.
I'm Chris Rivas sitting in for Rob Williams. Gabriel Taye actually took his own life after his family said that he was bullied at school. Mike Shell, live outside of Carson Elementary this evening, I should say. So, Mike, this is a very difficult case, not only for the family, but for the community as well, is it not?
Well, you're right, Chris. It certainly is, especially when it involves a young child who had the wherewithal to take his own life. Was the school district responsible? Well, a federal appeals court says his family can pursue it in court. The lawsuit names the Cincinnati School Board of Education and school administrators at Carson Elementary.
The principal and assistant principal were reckless in how they treated Gabe.
During the week of January 26, 2017, school security camera footage seems to capture the boy being physically bullied on Tuesday, and his family's attorney says harassed on Thursday.
This time they tried to take his Superman water bottle and flush it down the toilet. The principal and assistant principal knew that Gabe was being kicked, Gabe was being hit, Gabe was being bullied by the other students, and they didn't tell his parents.
Gabe's mother, Cornelia Reynolds, found her son's lifeless body in his bedroom and made a heart-wrenching call to 911.
She was just screaming for her son and asking him, Gabe, why, Gabe?
God, thank you, Riley.
The attorney for the school board released a statement to Fox 19 Now saying the appeals court ruling is a preliminary procedural step in the case, not a final decision. It is based on plaintiff's side of the story and assumes that everything they say in their complaint is true. However, it does not reflect the facts as they have developed throughout this case. Gabe's mother criticized the school for not having adult supervision in the bathroom and claimed she was not told that her son was unconscious for 7 minutes. The investigation into the boy's death led to the Hamilton County coroner opening up Gabe's grave at Spring Grove Cemetery. His family gave the coroner permission to retrieve a tablet device that was buried with him and give it to the Hamilton County Prosecutor's Office. In December 2017, the city named a street after Gabe near where he lived.
My son has a purpose, and I'm here to fulfill his purpose. I'm here to be his voice and a voice for so many other children that are affected by bullying every day.
And Mayor John Cranley offered a proclamation.
But we are declaring January 26, 2018 as Gabriel Day in the city of Cincinnati.
I think for parents of CPS, they need to start asking a lot of questions, ask to see the records, hold their principal, hold their school board accountable.
Now, as you heard the attorney for the school board call the appeals
school system another failed situation. Oh my God. I just don't understand. Everybody goes, oh, well, there are not enough social workers. You know, there are not enough teachers. I've never heard of a teacher in an elementary school bathroom. I know that they all used to go to the bathroom together as a group as a break time. But the fact that the parents had gone to the school over and over again and nothing was being done is ridiculous. I would sue everybody in that school, the school board. I would sue the whole damn state. The whole state. But anyway, that's what happened to him.
Court ruling a preliminary step. The attorney for Gabe Taye's family says that she fully expects the judge to set a court date sometime in May. Reporting live from Price Hill, Mike Shell, Fox 19 Now.
So, again, we have to do better with protecting our kids. When kids speak, and you know what they say, out of the mouths of babe, you know, sometimes you just have to believe what you're being told. Sometimes you have to believe what you're being told. Hi, MJ. Sometimes you have to go, okay, why would my child say this? Why would this? Because the same thing I told you guys what happened to Kayla that time when she was in this class and she was always answering. And, and my first thing is, okay, let me guess. She's the only black kid in the class, right? And then the teacher, I found out that she had some, tones to her as well. And she wrote this, and she said, kill list. I'm sorry, I'm not laughing. She wrote a kill list at 9 years old. The only thing that didn't get her in trouble for being arrested because she was under the age of 10. Once they moved her out of that class and away from that teacher and those students, she excelled. Listen to what your kids say to you. Listen to what the kids are telling you. If you know your kids and you know that they're not just going to come and say just anything to you, believe them. Believe them. Because I know my child, and when he would tell me something or they would tell me, I'm like, okay, yeah, I don't think, yeah. So you know your children, period. Okay, so let's get to this Madeline Soto and Stephen Stearns bullshit. Stephen Stearns, he goes to court. Okay, he will be going to court for the 2 charges of sexual battery. That's the trial that's going to be starting. Okay, so it appears that they may have some type of plea deal for those 2 charges. Okay, he will be in court on Monday afternoon. He will be in court to enter a plea. Okay, he previously pleaded not guilty, that he unalived Madeline. Okay, he was abusing this child for years. He had explicit images of this child with his penis in her mouth, his penis in her anus, his penis in her vajayjay, everything. Okay, those are the photos that he had on his phone. Then we find out he had a camera in the roommate's room and she had no idea about it. So they're going to get a plea deal on those charges, okay, for the sexual battery. That has nothing to do with the murder. Nothing to do with that. They are seeking the death penalty. I still don't know why her mother has not been charged. Okay, have no idea why the mother hasn't been charged. So they're going to start jury selection, but then again, we have to hear what this plea deal is, because the jury selection is still scheduled for Tuesday. They haven't announced what the plea deal is yet. Not at all. Remember, Madeline was reported missing. What was it, February? He said he had taken her to school, dropped her off at the church because she wanted to walk to the school. And supposedly there was a video of her, which it wasn't. We saw that he had taken her laptop and her, and put it into the dumpster. We know that he was telling his daddy on the phone that the mother and the daughter used to fight over him like this is something so cute, which is not. Again, Stephen Stearns, he is facing the death penalty. He's also facing 60 criminal charges. That includes the sexual battery of a child under the age of 12, lewd and lascivious acts of molestation, and an unlawful possession of materials depicting sexual performance by a child. Okay? Madeline Soto. Heidi, I have to go. My heart is, I'm sorry, Down Neck. Such a young, beautiful boy. Have a great day, Down Neck. Have a great day. But again, he's going to be in court on Monday. Now, one more thing before I get out of here. All right. We have this youth pastor. Well, he's the group director. Okay. His name is Zachary Radcliffe. He used to sing and do, hold on, let me pull this up for you because I had to go get this story. I saw this on IG. Okay. I saw it on IG. And you know, when I see something, I'm going to go dig to make sure. Good morning, T Love, to make sure that this is true. Okay. I'm going to go dig to make sure this story is true. Hi, Texas girl. How are you, sweetie? So let me pull this one up. This is in Michigan. Yes, Michigan is in the news again because you know how at one point everything was Ohio, Ohio, Ohio. Now it's Michigan. Okay. Michigan. So this is the youth pastor. Your screen is black. I don't know why your screen is black, sweetie. So let me just play this.
Today, he was back in court to face 30 new charges. CBS News Report's Walter Murphy brings us those details from outside of District Court in Ann Arbor.
Zachary Radcliffe did appear before a judge this afternoon and pled not guilty to all of those new charges that stem from the alleged sexual abuse to minors that he committed as a youth director.
Court does call the case of the People's State of Michigan versus Zachary Radcliffe.
30 new charges.
Now, I love
the
his
Township
courtroom.
Youth Pastor Zachary Radcliffe came on Friday, all related to the alleged sexual abuse that Radcliffe committed against minors at Oakwood Church.
Count 25, child sexually abusive activity. How does your client plead? Count 28, child sexually abusive activity aggravated. How does your client plead?
Radcliffe, who pled not guilty to all of the new charges, is also facing 60 other charges, including first-degree criminal sexual conduct, child sexually abusive activity, and using a computer to commit a crime. Court documents show that the victims were all between the ages of 12 and 17 years old.
12 and 17 years old. He's 29. 29.
When the abuse allegedly began, when Radcliffe was the youth director at Oakwood Church. The information that we received was shocking, Oakwood Church said in a statement that went on to say that we were told that Zachary had been soliciting inappropriate videos from teens. We've also heard other stories. This information has ripped our hearts apart. The safety and protection of individuals in our church is what is paramount to us. We are devoted to doing what we can for the care of the victims of these crimes. The pastor of Lincoln Community Methodist Church, where Oakwood is housed, says they are unaffiliated with the congregation other than the rental agreement. However, he told CBS News Detroit in October that the details were shocking nonetheless.
This is a solemn reminder that every congregation or organization dealing with children should regularly review and update their child protection policies, and I let them know that we will be doing just that.
That trial is set to start on April 24th, and if Radcliffe is convicted, he could face life in prison.
He was convicted.
Reporting in Washtenaw County tonight, I'm Walter Murphy, CBS.
He was convicted. This was a youth pastor. A youth pastor. Again, so you have, all of this is in Detroit. Oh my God, these people. What are you getting out of messing with kids? Kids. Again, I've had some time to reflect. Mine was too down. Like, you have to go out and come back in. I don't know why your screen went black. I really don't know. But again, and I hope I made myself really, really clear as far as this whole shit between Amber and Baum, and Amber and anybody else, and Baum and anybody else, that those are their fights. It has nothing to do with me. Nothing at all. So again, happy Saturday. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate each and every one of you. And before I get out of here, I need to say thank you for the super chats. What makes me sick is they put them in protecting. Yes, pain. Yes. Oh my God. Okay. So Sarah motherfucking Z, thank you for the super chat. Vote, thank you for the super chat. Mugsy, thank you for the super chat. Christoph, thank you for the super chat. Marsha E, thank you for the super chat. Habanero, thank you for the super chat. Marty, Thank you for the super chat. Muggsy again. Thank you for the super chat. Amber, thank you for being a member. Sarah for a month. Sarah Muff Z, thank you for being a member for 25 months. Christoph, 17 months. Wisco, 24 months. Sweets and Beyond, happy birthday again, 10 months. Snuggle Bunny, 26 months. Black Hat Music, thank you for the super chat. And Riley, thank you for the super chat. I was going to call Lexi the other day, but I saw, hi, Carter. Thank you. Well, I did say hi to Carter. I was going to call Lexi the other day, but I saw you posted on IG that she had been sick. So I'm going to call her. But I really want her to start watching Happily Ever After so she can come up on panel with Debbie and I. And I know Jamie said she wanted to come up too, so I got to get a hold of Jamie. But again, I didn't call her this week because I saw she had been sick, but you made her some damn good food. Party Rock, thank you for being a member for 8 damn months. Island Girl, good morning. Good morning. High Times with Coochie. I'm making my first cup of coffee. I'm like, yes, Cooch, go live. Michelle LaBelle, 27 months. Thank you. Anybody else have their membership milestones they want to show me? Thank you, thank you, thank you. I really appreciate it. Hi, Chantel. Good morning. Cooch, yes, please go live. I don't see anybody else scheduled. I don't know if George is going to do a live today or not. But, well, no, I'm not going to say a word. But anyway, I don't know if George is going to go live today or not. And please, I'm going to ask you guys, don't come in my chat with Chantel. Thank you for being a member for 8 months. Don't come in my chat with anybody else's name, okay, to trying to stir trouble. I don't do that in anybody's chat. Just don't do it over here, okay? And let's see what else. Cooch, I hope Cooch is going live. She's going to get some coffee, and then we can have High Times with Coochie. Again, everybody have a great Saturday. I'm going to run out to Costco. I'm going to do it right now. So Cooch is going to go live. I'm going to be on my phone for a little bit, and then I'll be back home. Chantel might go live. And for those of okay, so Done isn't here. I am going to do a live on what's going on in the MobTube genre. I'm going to do that one. I think I might do it on members only. I'm not sure. But then again, a lot of you guys don't even follow MobTube, but it's drama. I'm making homemade dark cherry ice cream. Oh my God, Michelle, that sounds good. I just can't eat ice cream. It'll tear my stomach up. Mimosas with Cooch. Oh, Michelle, you and Chantel are not that far apart. Won't you bring some for Chantel for me? Chantel, I love the haircut. Love the haircut. I just saw it day before yesterday on TikTok. I love the haircut. Really, really do. I don't know who else is going live at all, except for Cooch, maybe. Chantel, maybe. Party Rock, you need to do a live. You need to do a live. Yep, that's it. So guys, have a great day. I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate you guys being here, and I will see you tomorrow with Debbie. I appreciate every one of you, and thank you for coming and participating in the chat. I have a story that was sent to me, and I need to go and take a look at it because I need to get some more details on it so I can make sure that I'm putting the facts out there. It looks better now. I put gel on it and now got to dye it. Okay. Thank you guys. And my girl Drea was not here this morning. I need to check on Drea. Love you guys. Bye.